All right, you all. Happy Tuesday. Wait a minute. It's not Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I get my days mixed up. Happy Wednesday. um. So I'm back on the denial topic with those who are still in a relationship with an emotional manipulator, and sometimes you have to listen to yourself talk when you're talking to other people about your situation. Um, you have to listen to what you're saying. So, a lot of people say, well, my narc does this, but he's still a good person, or she's still a good person. But if you pay attention to what you're saying, you're usually contradicting yourself because you're venting about all these horrible things this person is doing. But then at the end of whatever you're saying, you're you're stating that this person is still a good person. See how that doesn't make sense? So, for instance, say if you're talking about your husband or your boyfriend, and say that you all might have a kid together, and this husband or boyfriend is never home, always cheating on you, he's always out cheating on you with other women. Um, this person's not being financially responsible. They're being impulsive, blowing their money on alcohol, on women, or whatever else. They're not making responsible decisions to make sure their children are taken care of. Um, they're putting their family in a position where they're not safe. Um, they're leaving the children unprotected. As a father and as a husband, your job is to be a protector and a provider. Like, that's a part of being a man and being a husband. You're supposed to protect your family. Otherwise, what are you there for? Like, men are supposed to protect. And so they're never at home. You're leaving your family open and exposed. You're not being a protector over your home, over your family, over your children. If they are never able to connect with their child and never able to be empathetic towards their children and never really able to connect and be emotionally available towards their children, um, and they're constantly emotionally abusing the child, what part of that makes this a good person? Because they might do some nice things here and there. So you vent about all these horrible things this person is doing to you. They're cheating on you. They're threatening you. They're intimidating you. They're harassing you. They're scaring you. They're cheating on you. They are abandoning you. But they're still a good person? How so? There's a contradiction there. Like, you have to listen to what you're saying when you're venting to other people, when you're when you're talking about your significant other. No one is perfect. That's a given. At the same time, you have to look at the character traits of someone to know if they're a good person or not a good person. And if you have this laundry list of things that show that the most important things that should be there in the relationship are not there, or this person cannot provide those things for you, stability, security, um, companionship, faithfulness, loyalty, honesty, trust, how is this a good person? They're not a good person. And that's what you have to understand. You're just being you're being psychologically manipulated by perceived acts of kindness. That's all it is. You're perceiving this person to be kind based on certain actions that they might exhibit, and it's a part of the sweet mean cycle of narcissistic abuse. But if you pull out your paper and you write down all the things that you have a problem with this person doing, and you notice that these are like major things. These are things that this person should be bringing all of these traits to the table, and they're not. They should be bringing all of this stuff to the table, and they're not, because they're not capable of it. And because they're not capable of it, you'll never get the love that you need from this relationship or this person. And as a result, they're going to display a certain pattern of behavior. Usually it's abusive behavior towards you. That's why you're venting about all these horrible things that this person is doing to you. Because they are a horrible person. And sometimes you have to accept that some people are bad people. They're just bad people. You have to take off your rose-colored glasses and realize that there really are some evil people in this world. Everyone's not a good person. And so if you find yourself saying all of these horrible things that this person is doing to you, and then you're saying, "Oh, but she's a good person." No, they're not. So really think about it when you're talking to other people, you're venting to other people, and yet you still want to defend this relationship. At some point, you're going to have to stop defending the relationship. At some point, you're not going to be able to keep defending the relationship because it's going to crumble. Because you're going to slowly over time, hopefully, understand that this is not a good person. And you deserve to be with a good person.